Hi there, and welcome back to another video explaining one more state within the US and why this state should be considered for your international studies. Today's video is about the Prairie State, otherwise known as Illinois. I'm going to give you several reasons why Illinois and also the major city of Chicago should not be left out when you're considering your future international education. Here we go. The first reason I would point out is its massive economic pull. What I mean by that is it's the sixth largest GDP in the entire United States. The city of Chicago pulls in roughly $700 billion in economic movement year after year, and with good reasons. It has a great diverse economy. It has a great and strong financial sector. It has great import and export through the port of Chicago. It has also the demand and the supply of the manufacturing and the farmlands that it pulls the different resources from in the southern and the northern part of this state. So it has overall a great spread out economy, so spread out in fact that the workforce does not represent more than 14% of any given sector. So that means it's very well balanced. You can find employment in pretty much any sector you want, and it's not overly dominated by one specific sector. For example, if you look at California, you have Silicon Valley in the tech industry taking up a big chunk of what that economy looks like. If that were to fail, then that economic situation would be in great difficulties. However, if it's more spread out like it is in Chicago and Illinois, it's a much safer bet. So economy-wise, I would say Illinois is a very strong place to look at for your future employment or employability. And pulling in that employability card, you'll find great institutions to back that economy up. I love it when I see states relying heavily on the students that they're training, on their educational system to then fill positions that meet the demand of that sector, of that current state. And that's exactly what's happening in Illinois. You have a very strong financial business sector, as I mentioned before. That's one of the reasons why the Booth College of Business has one of the top 10 MBA programs in the nation. It's one of the first when it comes to return on investment. The average salaries in 2019 and 2020 of any graduate at that MBA was roughly $250,000 US. And that just goes to show the importance of a strong education. But not only MBAs will be mentioned, noteworthy or eager to mention, we also have to say that there are a lot of research, Division I research, R1 research centers, institutions within the Illinois state boundaries. And that means that they invest a lot of money in research specific and research heavy programs. So if you're one of those students that's considering a science related program, for example, or any given program that will rely on research for its completion, then don't forget to look at Illinois. You have great examples in the Northwestern University, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign further down south, University of Illinois at Chicago in the heart of this major city, which, by the way, Chicago ranks number 3rd in populated cities within the US, just showing how big and massive that city actually is. And to kind of stray very quickly for a very brief moment on the specific topic of Chicago. Chicago is a very important city for many, many years and for many different reasons, primarily for its economic boom, as I mentioned, but then that also fed the growth and what we call, that skyscraper mentality that was in competition with New York, don't forget. And that actually led to the Chicago architecture style. And with it came urban planning. Chicago was one of the first cities to implement a beautiful city urban planning idea or mentality, making its city as beautiful as possible as it expanded. So you're going to find within the city limits beautiful neighbors, great parks, amazing monuments to visit. So whether you study in Illinois or Chicago specifically, regardless, try to make a trip out to Chicago, which again, linking it to that city, has become one of the tourist destinations within the US, and it pulls in millions of tourists each year, again, feeding that the tourism and service sector, but also feeding into its international airport, O'Hare, another big reason why to choose Illinois. O'Hare, year after year, is ranked as one of the top busiest airports on the planet, regardless of its location. So also consider looking into Chicago or Illinois, because you will be able to find affordable and concurrent tickets back to your home country. Now let's look at the student life. When it comes to what are the activities you can do in the state of Illinois, generally speaking, you can find a multitude of activities. Keep in mind that Illinois is bordered on the west by the Mississippi River, and this river will feed the entire farmland in the north, and that's where that prairie state kind of comes from, because it is quite flat. But then the further down you go, it does get a little bit more mountainous, and you will find a great diversity from wetlands all the way to forests. So you will find a great list of activities to do. You have 60 national parks to enjoy, and you have great sports as well. The city of Chicago specifically has one major league team in every single sport in the US. So that's actually quite unique and entertaining, because you can always go to an NBA game, baseball game, football game, ice hockey game, doesn't matter the sport, you're going to have a team to cheer on. So that does put Chicago on the map when it comes to entertainment, specifically around sports. You also have a great music scene, a music vibe within the city of Chicago. It's very well known for its jazz, its orchestra, the rap tradition that it has within the city limits as well. And then if you look at the arts, you have plenty of museums, theaters, or operas to go to with, for example, the Chicago Philharmonica or the Chicago Orchestra. If you're interested in studying any of these degrees, you also have the University of Illinois at Chicago that offers a wide variety of art-related programs, but also the Chicago School of the Arts, which again will focus on design, fashion, art, film industry, acting, and music. You have a lot of diversity when it comes to those programs, as I mentioned before, not only in the city limits of Chicago, but also elsewhere. And as I was mentioning, backed up by such a strong economy and such great demand. So if you are an international student and you do pursue your education in Illinois, you can probably expect to find an employment no later than 9 months after the completion of your program. It has one of the greatest unemployment rates in the United States, backed up by that strong economy and in such variety of sectors that you cannot not find a position upon completion. Epro 360 is an agency that is founded on the idea of helping international students make it in the US and find any possible way to make that happen. If that's something that you need, if you need help and guidance on how to get to the US and pursue that international education that you've longed for and dreamed about so long, then please read the description below. You're going to find a link to a free consultation with an Epro 360 expert on how to make this journey a reality. Last but not least, if you've liked the content, please smash that like button and hit the subscribe button as well if you want to get notified of all the future content and material that we're going to be publishing over the next few months. Thank you very much for watching, and see you guys next time.